Hi humans and welcome back to the Unleash and Unveil community. Today I'm teaching how to create $50,000 in your business in 1 month using one offer. I know, super crazy, but I'm going to tell you exactly how to get there. Let's dive right in. If you don't have a piece of paper and a pen, you're going to want to grab it. This is exactly what I teach all of our students in my paid programs. I'm going to break this down into 3 categories. The first category is pricing, which it is absolutely the most popular question ever. How do I price out my offer? Well, I'm going to give you the exact strategy that I use. Number 2, I'm going to teach you this top-down approach. This is what's going to help you create this high-ticket offer. And lastly, I'm going to teach you my launching without launching method. This is my trademark on how you're going to be able to pull all that stuff together and do that in 4 weeks. By the way, if you don't know me, my name is Melissa Ruiz. I'm a spiritual business mentor. I've been doing this thing for about 4 years. I scaled my business pretty quickly to the 1 million mark in 26 months using no paid funnels, no ad. It's actually all of the things that I'm going to teach you right now. Number 1, pricing. Your pricing matters, and it all depends on the type of business that you're building. Ask yourself, how do I want to be known in the market? Do I want to be known as a nonprofit? Do I want to be known as the affordable coach? Do I want to be known as a high ticket mentor? How are you building your brand? Your pricing is going to be structured around that. And by the way, there is no shame here. Please leave that out the door. You are allowed to be wealthy. You are allowed to charge whatever it is that you desire. And I'm going to break this down because your price has to do with your mastery, with your experience, and what you truly bring to the table. That is your unique sauce, and nobody gets to determine that. To me, actually, this is a very old earth energetic programming. We are used to going to corporate and having somebody else who barely is in touch with themselves, no offense, tell us how much we're worth. And so we're used to that. We're used to giving up our power in that way, which to me doesn't feel normal. How can you tell me what my price is? No, I determine my price based on the stuff that I already know to be true about my business, my brand, my expertise, and my mastery. And that's how you break it down. Beyond that, you're going to do this around the lens of how do I see my brand? Are you building a global brand? Are you building a nonprofit? Are you building the type of business that's like a boutique type of business? I don't know if anybody knows this reference, but there used to be an old show called Cheers. And the tagline was, where everybody knows your name. It's like, do you want to build a business like that? If so, there's specific pricing that is attached to that, because you as a business owner, you're not going to be able to reach everybody. You see what I'm saying? And so the pricing matters, and it matters depends on how you are positioning your business in the market. For us, we are a high ticket type of business. It is a little bit still boutique-y because I know everybody by their first name in my world. I know who exactly is in all of my programs. I know their DMs. I know their emails. I reach out to them. I'm in contact with them. And my prices are high ticket because that's how I am positioning my brand. Take a moment right now and ask yourself, how much mastery do I have in teaching my stuff? Ask yourself, how much have you invested time, love, energy, resources, money in learning your craft? Years, months, the certificates, the people you've trained under, all of that is added into your price. I have tons of investments under my belt. 1, as being a TV producer, but 2, in this business, I have learned from a lot of people. I have many different certificates, from mindfulness to yoga to yin to all the different things that I have combined together into the work that I put out in the market. That matters. The price, base it on how much mastery you have. And this is a specific message for somebody who has had mastery in what they do, and yet they're still afraid and almost insecure to charge a little bit more. Human, you deserve to give yourself a raise. You're your own boss at this point. You don't have to wait for a review. When you feel like you keep sharpening your skills and you keep making your programs better, you're allowed to have that price reflect in your business. I'll give you a perfect example. My signature program, Unleash and Unveil Your Soul Business, every round I raise the price $500. Not because I wanted to, but because it needed it. Because every single round I went in and I made it better. I added fresh work workbooks. I re-recorded the entire program in a studio. That cost a lot of money to get the lights, to get the studio, all of the different things that I decided. Another round, I did an entire photo shoot. Do you see what I'm saying? Every single round, I made it better. The experience was sharper based on the feedback that I got. Another thing you want to consider when you're thinking about pricing is your experience. I have 13 years as a TV producer selling $1 million shows. A lot of the experience that I have from business comes from that. However, I didn't have experience being an online mentor. So when I first started my business, my prices reflected that. I had a lot of mastery in what I was teaching because I was certified. I'm a student of life. I continue to keep learning, but my experience in my field wasn't there yet. So my prices reflected that. And the more experience I had, the more I was able to feel comfortable, embodied, and grounded in my price, because I'm not just trying to raise the price just to raise it. I'm trying to raise the price because that's the price that it needed to be always. But I'm looking and I'm running the pricing through all of these lenses. The last way you can identify your pricing is by looking at how many hours you're spending. I write down all the different things that I have to do for that offer, whether it's coaching, creating the workbooks, creating the material. All of those things are counted also in the pricing. And in the beginning, I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot of work. And then when I look at the price, I ask myself, does this feel in alignment? Like, does this feel in alignment to my mastery, my experience, my love, my energy, and everything that I'm pouring out into this offer? And if it's a no, then I already know I have to fix that price. The next thing that I want to teach you is this top-down approach. And this has to do with creating a high-ticket offer. Spiritual entrepreneurs, this is for you. I know that we can do all of the things because we are multi-dimensional, beautiful, dynamic beings. Like literally, we can do so much. We live outside of all the boxes. But when you tell everybody that you do yoga, meditation, Reiki, you stand on your head, and you also know how to run retreats, it is a lot. I want you to focus, which by the way, that's me too, okay? Like all of those things. And so I totally get it. But what I'm trying to get you to really understand here is that your messaging around your offer matters. You have to be able to effectively communicate one transformation in one offer, and then utilize all of the tools that you know how to anchor into as the teaching methods that will help the students get there. Did you grab that? And so instead of selling yoga, instead of selling the retreats, instead of selling the meditations, instead of selling all of these one-off things where it's too much, it's looking like a $1 menu at McDonald's. As the list goes long, on and on and on. I want you to think about what is the bigger thing that I'm solving. So I'll give you an example. I once had a program called Unleash and Unveil into Harmony. And this specific program was for overachievers. It was for the people who were working in corporate and Wall Street and literally had no time to themselves. They didn't even get to the gym. And so they had this disconnection from their intuition, and they knew that they wanted more out of life, but they felt like time was always against them. And so I taught them yoga, meditation, mindfulness, grounding in, all of these things in one program, solving that problem. Instead of me telling them, oh, let me sell you 5 packages of yoga or meditation, I took all of my tools and I packaged it into a real program. Think about the gym. There's a reason why there isn't just a treadmill. There's a treadmill, there's an elliptical, there's weights. Like there's literally many different things that get you to the end goal, right? Whatever your end goal is. But it depends on your body type. It depends on your mindset. It depends on what you're eating. Like all of those things matter. And so a gym has different equipment, right? To get you to the same goal. I want you to think about your offers like that. What's the gym equipment that you have in your offers? What are the things that are going to help them get to the transformation? And instead of selling each elliptical and each treadmill and each weight, I want you to think of your business as a product. I want you to think about it as an entire transformation. And when you think about it like that, then you can start to ask yourself, whoa, that is a lot of stuff. What's the price of all of that? Now you get out of this, oh, I'm just going to do this one-off thing. And now you're realizing like, wait, no, this is a perfect recipe and an opportunity for you to unplug from you seeing people on a one-on-one basis for just one time. That to me as a business owner doesn't work because I always ask myself, does that feel like I get that person to the transformation. If my client wants abs, am I going to do one session with them? And is that one session going to get them there? No. So why am I offering the one session? Is there a money block around, well, I don't believe that people are going to pay X amount? And that's a you problem. That used to be a me problem too. Don't cheapen your work just because you can't get there. Do the work that you need to do to ask yourself, wait, what is actually here? What kind of story and narrative am I holding around money? Or I'm holding around what I think is valuable? Or better yet, what I always tell our students, get out of people's pockets. People will pay for the thing that they need, period. If they feel like they need it, they will pay for it. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be the doctors, it could be a trainer, it could be mindset, it could be a certification, it could be a laptop, it could be thousands of dollars on a phone, even though some people don't need it and they still buy it. You see what I'm saying? People buy based on the desire that in purchasing that, that's going to make them feel something. It's going to get them closer to something that they want. That's how you solve one problem with one offer, and you do this inside of a group coaching container. I am really going to strongly urge you to try to create a program like this. When I first started, everybody told me you shouldn't do group coaching program. That's not how it goes. You first have to do one-on-ones, and after you've had enough one-on-ones, then you do a group coaching. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't like that. That's not who I am. I'm a rebel and I want to talk to a lot of people. And I also knew if I talked to 15 people all at the same time and I taught them, which was what I really wanted to do, I was going to be able to bring in a bigger cash launch. And that's ultimately was something that I really wanted to do because I was burnt out. I was burnt out of being in the studios, constantly going from this class to that class to that class. And honestly, feeling like I'm not helping these students. They're not holding themselves accountable. Like, how can I hold them at a higher accountability? And that's when I started to realize, like, holy shit, if I worked with them for 6 weeks, like hardcore, like I really believe that they'll have a better chance of getting to their transformation. And magic happened. In those 6 weeks, people found out that they were in a misaligned relationship, that they didn't want to be in the job that they were at. They opened up a business. I was not prepared, and somebody else got engaged. You would be shocked at what happens when you help people connect to their intuition and their desires and what they actually really want. They start to see all of their blocks and they start to see all the ways that they're holding themselves back. But that can't happen in a one-off situation. And so if you have an offer that resolves all of that, and now you price it at, let's say, anywhere between 2K and 5K, and you bring in at least 10 students, I know this may seem like a lot, but I promise you, when you give yourself enough time and you do the launching without launching method, which I'm going to explain to you next, you will get there. It all depends on you holding that energy, holding that frequency, making sure that you are pricing out the offer in the exact aligned number. I always ask myself, and I close my eyes and I'm like, okay, does that number feel good? And I can always tell if I'm holding myself back. I can always tell if I'm like overreaching and I'm like, oh no, that is going to shut me down. Pick a number that's going to be at a growth edge. That's how you create a group coaching program. And typically you can do this in 4 weeks. You can do this in 6 weeks. You can do it in 8, 10, or even 12, even 6 months, even a year. That is the trajectory of you working with students over a longer period of time. The last thing that I'm going to teach you, and by the way, comment below if you want my launching without launching calendar. This is the last thing I'm going to teach you. You're going to be able to do this within 4 weeks. In week 1, this is the hype phase. Literally for 7 days, you're going to be hyping up your program and you're going to tell people, oh my God, I am super excited to let you guys know that something is coming. Whether it's a new program, whether it's your reviving program that people know you for, whatever it is, you have to warm up your audience. Don't ever just announce it, which I see so many people do. And they're like, what happened? Crickets. Well, they weren't ready. Okay, so spend at least a week there. And then on the second week, this is where you bring value. Question mark. What's value? Everybody always wants to know. This is what I'm doing right here. I'm teaching you something from a paid program. How can you give people a little snippet of what is in your program? How can you create a freebie? How can you create a challenge? How can you literally jam pack everything that you're saying with something that would be so incredibly useful for people. And I know what you're thinking, but wait, isn't that what they're supposed to buy in my program? Yeah, but it doesn't matter, because if you go first and you show them the exact thing that is in it, they're going to be actually even more motivated to get in, because people only buy if they feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. And if you're not going first and you're not doing any of that stuff, all of that doesn't matter. And honestly, this is just another side note, like, no scarcity energy. Like, don't be scared that you have to feel like you have to be cagey and hold information back. Like, don't gatekeep. Lead with information. And I promise you, people will see that and they'll be like, damn it, they're freaking giving me so much information. I wonder what it would be like to work with them. This is what I did with just one of our launches right now. I did a 3-day recorded abundance series, and it was 10 minutes, super valuable, and I gave it to people for free. Now, all of a sudden, a few of those people were like, I want to work with you. And I'm like, great, amazing, value. On the 3rd week, that's when I want you to announce the program. This is where people make the mistake. They go from, oh, shoot, I have an idea. They work on it, and then they, boom, put it out there. And they're like, why nobody is buying it? Because you skipped week 1 and you skipped week 2. Nobody trusts you. You didn't give them enough value, and you didn't warm your audience up. They're like, whoa, this happened way too quick. Like, slow down. What the hell happened? That's where you do a splashy announcement. And on the last week, you close all your loops, you close all your sales, and you do that for 7 days. And this is where you have to activate that energy of last call for alcohol, even though I don't drink, right? Like, last call to get into this program. I really want you to harness this energy of confidence and clarity. There's so many people that they're like, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to. Why not? There's a reason why when you go to a store, it has their freaking hours of operation. If you don't know what time the store closes, like, you may go waste your damn time and you're like, damn it, the store closed. I really needed X, Y, and Z. You have to tell people that things are closing. You have to tell them when it starts. You have to tell them if there's an incentive. You have to tell them if there's a pre-sale, when it starts, when it ends. All of those things are so important and vital for people to make an informed decision on whether or not they want to work with you. Humans, if you have found this video valuable, hit that damn bell. I am coming every single week on Mondays at 12 o'clock EST. This has been my new obsession, y'all. Like, I have been loving recording these videos for y'all. Hit a like, comment below. Let me know if you want the launching without launching Excel sheet, and I will literally just gift that to you. If you are in a season where you desire more help and you want to work with me, I'll also link below my other offer, Cosmic Genius. That is happening. It comes with a retreat. It's 12 months. And my other signature course, Unleash and Unveil Your Soul Business. That's a 12-week opportunity to hang out with me. Go with peace. Go with God. See you soon.